I'm Dr. Hafeez Rahman. I'm basically a gynec laparoscopic surgeon or a gynec endoscopic surgeon and also the chairman of Sunrise Group of Hospital. Right now I'm in Kochi. I'm talking from Sunrise Hospital in Kochi. Endoscopic surgery, when we started in 1992, actually the world itself was evolving in endoscopic surgeries. There were a lot of challenges when we started regarding the technology, the camera systems, the lighting and the instruments. But today we have seen that endoscopic surgery has reached far beyond what we started. Means there is no words to say how much endoscopic surgery has reached, because mainly because of the technology. The cameras have changed and it has come into high definition 4D and 3-dimensional cameras, and the clarity has increased a lot. Not only the cameras but the lighting and the technology has evolved over the years, and it has reached a totally different dimension. Today we are 100% sure that endoscopic surgery is coming into every field of medical and surgical treatment, whether it be a cavity like an abdominal or thorax, or even a non-cavitary areas like the neck and axilla or the inguinal areas. We do endoscopic surgeries a lot. Previously, when we started endoscopic surgery, mostly it was done for benign diseases, but today we can see that even malignant diseases like cancers and even in the abdomen or thorax or whichever area, even thyroid or axillary nodes, inguinal region, all those areas, we can see that endoscopic surgery has come to a mainstay. See, there is a huge scope in endoscopic surgery, because we are pretty confirmed that the entire spectrum of open surgeries are going to be slowly wiped off. Maybe open surgery might stay only in cases of cesarean section and orthopedics, but otherwise there will not be any more scope of endoscopic surgery over the years to come. So there is a huge scope of endoscopic surgery, and the patients deserve it, because there is no point in cutting open the abdomen for so many cases, and the fear of surgery slowly goes away from the patient. And as far as India is concerned, India today, we are proud to say that India is one of the foremost in endoscopic surgery, with one of the country which is having the largest number of keyhole surgeons, the so-called keyhole surgeons, the largest in number, and the skill-wise Indians are known worldwide to be one of the best endoscopic surgeons. Today in Sunrise Hospital, almost every 2 weeks, we are transmitting surgeries to one part of the world, whether it be US, Europe or Africa or the Gulf countries. We are transmitting surgeries and teaching students all over the world. So India has come up a lot in endoscopic surgery, and probably one of the best countries for endoscopic surgeries. There are a lot of doctors who are still doing open surgery. It's not really because they prefer open surgeries, or it's not really because they actually do not know endoscopic surgery is better. It's mainly because of the approach to endoscopic surgery is not there, because there are not enough people doing endoscopic surgery still. If you see the total number of surgeries done in the country as such, maybe 20% of them are done endoscopically, where it should be actually 80% to be done by keyhole surgeries. We are giving lot of propaganda to endoscopic surgery for the benefit of our patients, as well as teaching lot of doctors in endoscopic surgery across the world. Today, Sunrise Group of Hospitals, which is one of the largest teaching center for endoscopic surgery, has completed more than 2,500 doctors, teaching 2,500 doctors who have come from worldwide, from Europe, US, Africa, Australia and Asian continent. So we are giving as much awareness to doctors, and there is a huge lacunae in endoscopic surgery, if you see world over, which can be propagated and which has to be propagated for the benefit of our patients. Future, definitely there is a huge future for endoscopic surgery, and we are all hoping that almost 100% of the surgeries have to be covered by keyhole surgeries. Usually in our institute we take open surgery as a complication of keyhole surgery. When there is a problem or we cannot do through keyhole surgeries, only then we convert into open surgeries, and this conversion rate may be 1 in 2000 or 3000. So we can say that we have almost reached 100% non-conversion for endoscopic surgeries. So the future is very bright for keyhole surgeries, and we expect that all surgeries should be done through keyhole. Our main aim basically was to propagate keyhole surgeries for the benefit of our patient. We started as a mom and pop shop, myself and my wife, in Sunrise Hospital, Kochi. That was our first hospital. We started I think 11 years back, and we found that this hospital was extremely successful because of the welcoming nature of the nature towards endoscopic surgery, because here all specialities are mainly focusing in keyhole surgery, whether it be thoracic or neuro or arthro or ortho or urology or gastroenterology or gynecology or general surgery. We are all focusing into keyhole surgery. So this was very well welcomed by the entire population, not only in Kerala but all over the world. So that is how we have that idea of spreading across the world. Today we are spread into major cities like Delhi, Bombay, Sholapur and other places, as well as outside India into the Gulf countries and in Africa. Africa has a huge scope. As an entrepreneur, I would say Africa would be one of the best places where hospitals can come up, because there is absolutely not much of good healthcare which is being offered in Africa. And as an entrepreneur, Africa would be a very big destination, as well as India also. Gulf countries, there are a lot of hospitals which have already come up in Gulf countries. I don't know how much future is there in the Gulf countries regarding healthcare, but definitely there is a huge future in India and Africa. India can cater to a large number of medical tourism from outside. Today we are getting a lot of patients from the Gulf countries, Europe, Africa for medical tourism into India, and I am sure Indian healthcare over the last 10 years has developed 100 times better than what it was 10 years back, and there is still more to develop. As I told you, we started as a mom and pop shop, and slowly we evolved into a corporate model. So we have today 14 hospitals across the globe. It's practically not possible for me as a surgeon to look into the hospital, so it's professionally managed hospital and it's a proper corporate right now. Initially we had just some bank funding. Now also we have not gone into the equities. We have one partner in Bombay and Delhi, Dr. Nikita Trihan. Otherwise we do not have right now any partners across the globe, but we will be definitely going into equity. We know that very clearly that to grow faster we have to go into equity rather than completely on bank funding. We have expansion plans basically to create 80 hospitals across the world. Mainly we are thinking of expanding into the African countries, African subcontinent, as well as in India. Right now we are in talks with the National Health System of UK, where there is a hospital called Willentre Trust, which is actually part of the NHS in Cardiff, and we are starting a major cancer institute in Dubai with Willentre. That will be the Willentre Sunrise Hospital, which is part of the NHS system also. So that is one of the biggest expansion which we are going ahead in Dubai. We are also planning to start a lot of centers across the country in India. Mostly we are aiming at the tier 2 cities rather than going into the metros. For the budding surgeons, actually the message is no more of open surgery is going to stand. You need to, any surgeon has to get into keyhole surgeries, otherwise they will be forced to leave the surgical field as such, because keyhole surgery, I am sure 100% is going to invade into every surgical field. Unless you get abreast with technology and the newer techniques in keyhole surgery, you will be seeing that you are slowly pushed out of your entire field. To the budding entrepreneurs, we have seen a lot of doctors becoming entrepreneur like myself, but I would not actually suggest a doctor to be an entrepreneur, because that will be a very bad model as such. Because doctors usually, I find myself, we cannot concentrate on the hospital and the entrepreneurship much. It's an inherent thing in me as an entrepreneurship, and we could develop, but it need not happen to everybody. You need to really concentrate. Entrepreneurship is a separate model altogether. One thing which doctors can do is you need to believe that others also can be much more intelligent, and entrepreneurship can be much more in others. So if you can leave the entrepreneurship part to others, you can also develop as a doctor much better.